Welcome to episode 40 of the World of Screens podcast. On today's show, reviews for Mercy, Marty Supreme, Primate, and The Secret Agent. God, we have an eclectic group of films to talk about today. Plus, we have a look at some of the box office results over the last week or two with some surprising results, some very movies that hit pretty hard, and some movies that we loved that did not necessarily resonate at the box office. That's why we're dressed in black. Today is a funeral. I'm Nick LaBarra, the founder and film editor at World of Screens, joined as always by Peter Gray from the AU Review. Tiff, what do I used to call it? Interview extraordinaire. Tiff, loyal native. Do you know what? I'm so upset about the 28 years later box office that I can't even think straight. Pete, how are you feeling? Is this a sad day?
And it's like, I'm not even going to be mad that he can't even introduce me correctly
I can't do it correctly today.
because should we just like get it out of the way and
Let's
just
start
say,
with it. Let's start with
like,
it.
it really sucks that
It underperformed.
a movie that has a phenomenal critic score, a
Yep.
phenomenal
Audience
audience
score.
score,
Yep.
and yes, there's a slight argument to be made about the fact that in the US there was obviously the massive snow
Yes.
storm that kind
Of
of
course.
hindered people from going, but at the same time, this didn't open
Well,
big.
it opened at number 5 in Australia, $1.3 million.
And it's kind of bizarre because obviously 28 years later was so successful.
Yeah. Great
Um,
marketing campaign behind it for
and
sure.
I read somewhere, someone said, I saw this on X, where someone who worked at a theater in the US,
Hmm.
they were saying they think the marketing for Bone Temple has completely failed them because they were like, people were coming into the cinema
Hmm.
and were like, oh, are you guys just replaying 28 years later? Like
Right.
they didn't know that this was,
The
and I
new
was
one was
like,
coming out. Yeah.
but I'm like, but I don't know, in in my mind, I'm like it seems pretty obvious that it's got like the bone temple,
Yeah.
but maybe the imagery like the imagery was kind of close
It
to
was similar. Yeah.
because the bone temple was featured in
Yeah.
the 28 years later promo. So I don't know, but
Did this movie need a little bit of extra time? Did this need to come out in June again? Did it need to come
yeah,
out
did we
later in the year?
need yeah. So it's like it's awesome that we didn't have to wait so long.
Agreed.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's really disappointing because I feel like
It's still the best movie of the year, and we've
yeah,
seen a few
we've seen
2026
a
titles now.
few.
It's still the best movie of the year.
Um, and obviously it really sucks because
Yeah.
it's a film hemmed by a woman of color,
Hmm.
and it's like, does that add, fuel to the fire of people who like to
Yeah.
fucking bang their
Oh,
drum
the amount
about
of people
that?
who will make the Marvels comparisons as well
Yeah.
with that underperforming and whatnot, and they'll
But
like
also
look at Nia
Yeah,
DaCosta,
Marvel has
and it's like it's a
underperformed.
completely different situation. That's the thing. You're all choked
Marvel
up.
under Marvel underperformed, but also 28 years later was very much there was no interference in that. Like I
No.
think like it was her movie, whereas Marvel's you could tell was
Yeah.
very much like a by committee sort of thing.
Yeah, totally. And the issue with that is that general audiences don't know that, or they don't
No,
care. That it's not what they're interested in. When we're in
like
our movie circle, we know this. Yeah,
we're seeing this thing where it's like, you see something on Instagram, you see something on X, and you feel like it's the general consensus, and then you realize, no, there's chronically online, and then there's
there's
just
yeah, there's
general audiences who
there's what my
have,
algorithm feeds me as well. Like
yeah,
that's the thing.
who
Yeah,
have no idea. Like, you know, parents that people that are seeing Housemaid
yep,
many of them would have no idea about the Sydney Sweeney controversy.
totally.
And that's a
Yeah.
controversy with air quotes, like real.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
like
yes.
no one cares about that.
No.
And no one knows that like her, Christy completely tanked
Tanked at the
and
box
she's
office as
had
well. Yeah,
Eden and she's had America, like all these
Americana and
movies, it's
stuff.
like
Yeah.
no one knows about that unless
No,
you're like
but what
being, you know,
what they will see is that today, the day of recording, so we're recording this a couple of days later than usual because just crazy schedules.
life.
Life. Housemaid has made $20 million in Australia, which is
Yeah,
astronomical. It's a bona fide hit, and
yeah,
not
it's
and I don't want this to be like a comparison thing to be like, well, the Bone Temple's so good and it did bad, and something like the Housemaid did 20 million.
hmm.
We both liked the Housemaid a lot. It's a really fun movie.
And The Housemaid is like it's only I think maybe like 10 or 15% below critics in like it's critically acclaimed.
It
Like
is, yeah.
it's not like
It's fun.
it's not like it's a trashy movie that's been like completely ripped
Yeah,
apart and everyone's like watching it ironically.
you would call it
Like
net, sort of that Netflix fare.
yeah,
Like it's yeah,
like it's a legitimately great
mm,
thriller that
yeah,
that embraces the fact that it's got
a
some camp
campy, yeah,
elements. But like it's critically acclaimed,
yep.
audiences love it. It's now like it's over the last few weeks, it's been like it'll clear 100, it'll clear 150. It's now clear. It's now they're saying it's going to be between 350 and $400 million worldwide.
Which is wild.
That is wild for
And I
like I mean,
think
and
it's
also this
only hitting VOD like this week or next
yeah,
week now. Like it's
and
great.
this
It's
is
had a
a
6 week run.
$35 million budget. Like this is
They're
an
reaping.
absolute case
Yeah,
for have those mid-budget movies because you're pretty much guaranteed to like turn a profit. This is
absolutely.
obviously turned a profit more than I think
Expected for
anybody was
sure.
expecting. But it's proof that like, you know, those R-rated adult thrillers like are
Mm,
actually still worthy of being put in the cinemas, you
amen
know.
to that.
But
Amen to
yeah,
that.
but so it's like it's awesome that that's happening, but it really sucks that 20 years later, just
Which, you know
yeah,
what? When it comes out on Netflix,
oh
will
my
probably
God.
do really well. That's the
And
thing. But it's a,
and then
just for
I'll
the
be
final 10, 15 minutes alone, it's a cinematic
yeah,
experience.
and then I'll be angry because all I'll hear is like, why didn't no
You
one tell
didn't
me
get to.
about this? And be like,
We did on the
we
World of
did,
Screens podcast is where we
yeah.
told you,
Um,
which you can find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
oh,
Google Podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts.
what a
Uh,
businessman.
he's a man with an agenda. And on YouTube, if you're watching us there and you're seeing us decked out in our funeral blacks with our sad eyes, you can watch us there. But make sure you like and
And I
comment and subscribe.
apologize for coughing as well.
That's okay.
That was rude.
We are run down. We were just
I am
talking
actually. I was
before
like,
we
I'm listening to
recorded.
myself, and I'm like, oh, I'm not.
Before we recorded,
Yeah.
we jumped on. We were like, January is usually pretty chill for us, and like it
Oh,
has not been.
January's been, and like
January is almost fucking over.
January is always one of those months that also feels the longest. Like
Longest, but not.
it feels like we've been in January for like 3 months.
We're about to go into an insane
But
weekend as well.
Our first week of February is gonna be
Fucking
a
wild.
lot. Um,
Fun. Keep an eye
it's gonna
out
be
on
fun.
all our
But
socials.
yeah, no, there's a lot. Like, so we're just we're just I mean, I'm an old man and I'm trying to keep
Also,
up with
I
kids.
think we've spoken about this on the podcast before. Pete doesn't drink coffee. You don't drink
I
caffeine.
do not. No. And I'm
That's
also
fucked
not
up.
like and I'm not like I'm not eating as much sugar now either.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know,
Ask me
which is
how many like shots of coffee I've had today.
how many shots of coffee I have
I've
today,
had
Nick?
6 shots of coffee today.
Wow.
It's fucking 12:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah. No, so yeah, I don't drink
Survival.
coffee and I'm not hopped up on sugar.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We're
which
just
could perhaps explain why I look like this.
do you know
But
it's the power and the magic of movies that keeps us
it
alive.
really, you know what? It really is. And I had this and I spoke about this in an interview that we both flew to Sydney
Hmm.
for, which we'll talk about next week.
Next week, yeah.
Um, but no, I spoke about, you know, the power of film and
Hmm.
what we do and how it was literally a savior
Yeah.
for me. And then that also nicely ties into another movie we'll talk about next week regarding how we feel about our bosses.
Absolutely.
Um,
Oh, yes, it will. A movie that
so
we saw last night and I cannot wait to talk about.
so yeah, like we're fueled I'm fueled by the love of being able to talk about movies that clearly disappointed some people.
Some people apparently, yeah.
It's really strange. 28 years later, it's really sucks because I haven't heard anybody say they don't like it.
I haven't either, and the
So
Rotten Tomatoes scores, both critic and audience, are a testament to that.
yeah,
All the reactions last year
it's
were a testament to that.
likely it'll likely stay in the top 20 of the year, I'm guessing.
I think it's going to be pretty high up there for me. Yeah,
Um, there's obviously so many movies to come out
I
this
can't
year.
wait to watch it again.
Um, but yeah, it's just it
It's
sucks because
disappointing.
it's a genuinely great movie and one of the best 28 years entrants as
My
well.
favorite of the
Yeah.
four. I think it's easily my favorite of the four. So I'm excited to watch it again and see where it leads to with the third and closing chapter of the
Yeah.
trilogy, which they smartly greenlit before seeing the box
That's
office
so that,
numbers.
because I did hear a lot of stories like, oh, is that third one guaranteed now? And I'm like, well, this, I mean,
Yeah,
thankfully,
it's
again,
fine.
the budget for this was on the lower end.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think it's around 30, I think it's like a $30 million movie, I
Yeah,
think.
because I think they kind of and they filmed it back to back, so I think there was just some kind of sharing of
That is true, actually.
funds,
Like, a lot of the budget for this was probably also bled into the 28 years later
which
budget.
is
So,
I'm okay with that. Trickle down
and
economics is great.
that movie made enough money.
Made
So,
a fair bit of cash.
yeah.
But that is our thoughts on the box office. Normal recap back next week, which has some more surprising surprises, which we will talk about. But let's jump into some of this week. So what has just released in Australian cinemas over the weekend. As always, though, if you want to read the reviews, waterscreens.com, subscribe to the emailing list. We've got ticket giveaways coming out the wazoo over the next few weeks. All your support's incredibly helpful. Let's start with The Secret Agent, which is a neo noir historical political thriller written and directed by Kleber Mendoza Filo. And it stars Wagner Moura as Armando, a former professor who's caught in the political turmoil in the midst of the Brazilian military dictatorship. So we saw this movie
So long ago.
shit like June last year because we both
It,
spoke to Klabar, who was
oh,
such a
he is
fun chat. He is such
that
a
that man fucking he loves
so
movies.
he was a film critic back in the day
Yeah.
before he became a filmmaker. So his dissection and understanding of film, but his love of Australian film, which was
Yeah.
probably like 40% of our. I think we spoke to him for about 25 minutes, which
It was
we
yeah,
needed.
they
We got
were
like three
long.
questions in
Yeah.
25 minutes.
Yeah.
It was conversational. It didn't feel like an interview, which I always appreciate when those sort of come across our desk. But this was the first film of his that I'd seen. I haven't seen any of his other work before.
Mm.
But it was a festival darling. Like it was a huge hit with Sydney Film Festival. He said it played really well there. Obviously played really well at Cannes. Has been nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. Just won Best Film in a Foreign Language at the Golden Globes. Wagner Moura won Best Actor in a Drama. So there's a lot of acclaim around this. It has been over half a year since I've seen it.
Mm.
I think I need to rewatch it. And that's not going to affect what we talk about with this quick review or anything,
Mm.
but I need to rewatch it because when I did watch it, I really liked it, but I didn't love it.
Right.
How did you feel?
I like it was one of those movies that I guess I obviously we watched it mainly because we were
We're
like, look,
doing the
we're talking to Kleber,
we
so
got
it's
the
like
screener the day of the interview, so we had to
yeah.
like watch it really quickly and
And
sort of
also this is a long movie.
2 hours 40 minutes. Yep.
Um, so it was one of those movies that like I guess was watching with particular intent because I
Sure.
wanted to like pick up on certain things to ask him. But it was more like one of those ones that I looked, and I'm glad that I wrote my thoughts down initially
Hmm.
because obviously it was like my thoughts of the film and then just like a whole bunch of like scribbles as to like what I can
Talk
ask him
about,
and
yeah.
then put that into what sounds like a person basically. Um, so I was glad that I did that. And then it was more one of those movies that like on reflection, looking back and being like, this is like really quite incredible.
Yeah.
Um, like it's it's set against the backdrop of like military dictatorship in the 1970s, and like
Yeah.
it feels like a movie from the 1970s.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. The
And
aesthetic of this film, the color palette,
yeah,
the way he sort of moves the camera around, the obviously the production design and set design is phenomenal.
yeah,
It's a
and it
beautiful looking film.
and then because it's like set like it unfolds during Carnival, it's like
Yeah.
quite it's quite interesting how it like contradicts
Mm.
I guess like what we think of being like a celebration, and then it's using this to like, like threat
Yeah.
and like I guess like this the suffocation of what military dictatorship was doing at that
And
time.
because Armando is harboring a secret, and we don't
Yeah.
entirely know what it is throughout the film, and as he sort of goes to this new area, he has to sort of relocate
Mm.
towards the beginning of the film, and he's meeting new people, and he doesn't know who to trust entirely. There's always this air of tension around. So when it's and as much as Kleber captures this wonderful cultural dynamic of Brazil in that time, just like
Mm.
it's almost like this like celebratory rebellion in the face of like
Mm.
the dictatorship, which I think is like really cool. It is ultimately a movie about a man meeting people at the same time, and
Yeah.
like not just trying to figure out who he can trust, but like finding his people as well. There's like a hangout element to this, and then it goes off into these like Brazilian fables about like
Yeah.
that we got this whole side story about this leg, which is this stop
Yeah.
motion animation,
The hairy leg.
the hairy leg and stuff. So it's almost like it's like a movie where the dictatorship is the foundation and like sort of Brazil in that time during this time, but it is like just a hangout movie at the same time, which is kind of interesting in tone.
And I think, I think people like there'll be obviously people that will very much know what this
Mm,
movie is going to give them and what it's
totally.
about. Like there's like God, like like the Brazilian subsect of Australia is massive.
Massive. Yeah, huge. Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I think maybe general audiences like if you see a movie called The Secret Agent,
Yeah.
understandably, you might think, "Oh, like is this kind of
Action,
like a action movie?"
espionage.
And
Yeah.
it's like, and it's not.
No, no. It's
Um,
it's absolutely not.
but one of the things that I like really, really appreciate about this is like you can just see his inspiration from 1970s American cinema. Like,
Totally, yeah.
I think like Brian De Palma and Steven Spielberg are very much
Big
kind of
influences, yeah.
in influences in this. Like,
He spoke.
it's kind of weird how Jaws is
Yes, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
has this like a very much like a spiritual
But it's the
cousin.
cinema of the time. Like like
Yeah,
he spoke in our interview about how he saw Jaws, but he also saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind at that time, and
yeah,
that completely changed his world. Like he said, cinema was an escape for him.
yeah,
His uncle used to take him and his brother to the cinemas, and Spielberg was one of those filmmakers who.
yeah.
So seeing that reflected in his work and sort of how he viewed, because that he would have been like 8, 9, 10 around when this
Mm.
movie is set. This is Kleber, the director, he obviously saw the world through this cinematic lens. So it's cool to see that through his style as well, which
And
is
it's
why I want to watch it again.
Yeah, and then it also like, and then that just purely from like, I guess like a personal point of view for us, like that made it really exciting to talk to him because
Oh,
you're like, oh,
totally.
you're someone who like it's like kind of the way that, we saw films growing up, and it's like you get to see your view, like you get this kind of view of the world through that. So it's
Yeah.
like it was just, and because he was like a film critic as well. Like
Yes.
it did make for like an interview that went beyond merely being like,
Just
oh,
about the secret
tell us
agent.
about
Yeah.
your film. Like also Nick and I aren't
No, no, no,
those
no.
interviews of anything. Like we're always going to go for like more of a conversation regardless of the subject matter.
Yeah.
But it did help that we were
That
like,
he
oh, we're talking to
was
someone who like
who
loves
loves
his
movies. Yeah.
movie. I also can't go with also Udo Kier in his
Yes. Who's brilliant.
final screen role, we would
Yes.
say.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. 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 His final screen role.
He there's a real like unsettling ambiguity to he's a Jewish Holocaust
Survivor.
survivor
Yeah.
who gets like misidentified and harassed by police, and it's just
It's a
further
heartbreaking
proof
story.
of
Yeah.
how incredible an actor he was. But for going incredible actors, Wagner Moura in this is like
He's so fucking good. Yeah.
it's kind of like of course he is getting the accolades he's getting, and of course he won the Golden Globe, but it's like it's just funny going into the Golden Globes. I don't think anybody was really
No one
like
was
looking
expecting
at
it.
him.
But they were
Um,
also not expecting Fernando Torres when I'm Still
yeah.
Here came through,
So
right? So
I like. I just, I'm
He's a threat in a good
he
way.
is.
He's in the Oscar
Um,
race. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and we'll talk about the other Oscar front runner this
Later
week.
on, yes, yeah, yeah.
Um, and you know what? And I'll save
Thoughts till then.
my thoughts till then. Um,
But
but
a recommend. I think Secret Agent is definitely a
yeah,
recommend.
if
I
you're
know
if
I need to rewatch it though.
yeah, just I guess like just know I guess like just know what you're getting yourself into if you haven't like this is a movie I feel like if you don't really know much about it, give it a bit of a read up.
Yeah,
Not to spoil it, but give yourself a bit of a read up just so you know, because it's a very like you need to be, I guess, in the right frame of mind.
totally. Yeah.
Sit down for like over 2.5 hours and have a like political thriller unfold in front of you, but in a very like deliberate way.
Yes, a very unique way
Yeah.
as well, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That is The Secret Agent. Let's completely change pace for a second and go with an 88-minute horror film called Primate. So Primate's directed by Johannes Roberts, who also co-wrote the screenplay with Ernest Riera. It stars Johnny Sequoia, Jessica Alexander, and Troy Kotzer. And in this film, a tropical a vacation goes awry when Ben, a family's adopted chimpanzee, is bitten by a rabid animal and suddenly becomes violent. This is Jaws in a tropical mansion, and the shark is a chimpanzee with rabies. This movie does exactly what it says on the tin. It's an effective thriller. It has some great jump scares. It has some solid violence. It is in some ways jaw-dropping how violent it gets. I had a lot of fun. This is not a great movie. This is by no means, I wouldn't sit here and be like, this is going to be one of the most celebrated horror films of the year. But fuck me, I had fun for 85 minutes. It is just pure destructive horror bliss. What did you think, Pete?
Yeah, like I was annoyed that I couldn't see this at the original media screening
Yes, yes, yes.
because like horror is something I'm pretty much always going to go to.
Yes.
And I love these sort of
Yeah.
quote unquote creature features,
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
when there's a shark and people in peril, I'm like
A
all for
killer
it. And
animal on
to
the
say,
loose is good shit.
Johannes Roberts gave us one of the
47
most
meters, yeah.
underrated, I'm going to say it, underrated shark thrillers of the last few years in
40,
57,
47 meters
47,
down. Yeah.
47 meters down. That movie, I think, does so incredibly well with its premise. The
Yeah.
fact that you've got two girls basically at the bottom of the ocean
In a
in
cage
a
for the whole
cage,
movie. Yeah.
um, phenomenal.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, this was like, I went into this. I had the. This was like I was like by myself in a screening. It was just the best thing ever. Um, and yeah, it doesn't pretend to be anything other than what
No,
it is. Like
absolutely not.
it's not going for like elevated horror. It's not trying to be smart. It's not trying to
No,
be funny. It's
no.
just like here are a bunch of archetypal characters.
Very
Like
much so, which
like
works in the film's favor
it does. It's like
because you've got
we've
to
got
kill these
the
people.
good girl returning home, her best friend, the frenemy, the love interest, the
Yeah.
family, the
The love
douche, like
interest, dumb friend. Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah,
douchey frat bro. Like
yeah.
it's just like ticking them all off, and you put them in a stunning house, like
Beautiful.
a house that like would not
That
exist.
no one owns who's earning under $100 million a
Yeah,
year.
like
Yeah.
there's a shot where they're all in a pool, and you realize the pool is like built
To the, yeah,
into a like
a cliff face,
um,
basically. Yeah.
to the cliff face, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, gee, I wonder who's going to fall off the edge of this.
Oh, you find out.
And you find out. And that's one of my things that I will say. I mentioned this to Nick. I was very surprised that certain characters lived and certain characters died either earlier than I thought they were going to.
Yep.
Because when you look at those archetypes, you sort of think
There's a formula, right? There's a
you sort
horror
of think
formula.
you sort of think the final girl, her friend, and the love interest are either all going to make it or they're all going to go really far.
Really, yeah.
And this film, the first victim, I was like, holy shit.
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
just offed them
Like
very
that.
quickly. So I was that kind of put me a bit like, okay, I'm actually this is unpredictable in this way. Like I actually
Yep.
don't know who's going to live and who's going to die in a particular order because you've already given me who I thought was going to be like a main character.
And yeah, totally.
You
Yep.
know, and it's not like a Drew Barrymore situation. Like none of
No,
the
it's
you
not
don't
a
know
big
any of these
fate.
people.
Yeah.
It's just their archetypes seem like they're built for certain things.
Certain deaths. Yeah.
Um, but no, like I had so much fun. They just have the most basic thing of like you don't like when you find out like they own the chimp. There's no extensive backstory.
No.
It's just a woman who raised a chimp and
Yep.
he became part of the family.
Yep.
Gets bitten by a mongoose, turns rabid,
Yep.
starts to fuck everybody up. It's a
Just
basic
gets
premise
violent.
and it does it really well. And yes, there are some very
Brilliant.
lovely violent scenes.
Brilliant use of practical gore.
Yeah,
You be surprised. I think a lot of people are surprised to find that the chimpanzee itself is predominantly a guy in a suit
yeah,
as well. So when Ben is interacting with people, it looks so good. It's scary too. This movie has a
yeah.
fuckload of
Oh,
jump scares.
there's and the father of the
Oh
main character, Troy Kotzer, who is deaf,
yes, who we know as the dad from Coda.
Coda, um, because of his he doesn't have hearing. There is a very like
Such a
brilliantly
good scene.
executed scene where he's walking around his house
He comes home and then yeah,
and he doesn't know like that his daughter is getting attacked.
and the audio
The
cuts
audio
out in
shuts
the
off,
cinema. Yeah,
and you're hearing what he hears, and you're seeing. I was like
that's a
for
really good scene.
it's really well done for a movie that like is a very basic like horror movie.
Mm,
It's got these really like quite interesting elements that kind of like take it above like what it should
should
be.
be, yeah.
And you know, and then there were obviously there's one particular kill that kind of like puts everything pales everything else is kind of like okay, I don't actually nothing else matters than
Nothing will
this.
top that, yeah.
But it's my God, like it is it like it
Just
really it
know
actually hurt me to watch. Like I was like, oh,
once the lamps go red, just know you're in for a fucking good time.
once the douchey frat bros come back into the picture,
No,
and
you're in
you're
for some
my
fun.
God, you're very happy to see them go, I will say.
But there is
But
just, yeah, there
it's
is
a
one
very
scene in particular,
it's a painful, it's really
and it
painful.
looks brutal.
It looks great. Um,
A really
yeah,
fun film for the horror sickos, i.e., myself and Peter Gray.
yeah, yeah, this doesn't need to be a example of like what we know horror can do, because
Yes,
sometimes you just want to watch a chimp beat the shit out of people, and this is what this does.
it's lean, it's
Yeah,
mean, it's
yeah,
fucking fun. That
it's
is
great. Yeah,
that is Primate. And let's switch gears again.
yeah.
Marty Supreme.
We.
You teased it before that we were going to have another Oscar contenders conversation, and Marty Supreme is
Mm,
that conversation. So this is an American sports comedy drama film directed by Josh Safdie and co-written by Josh Safdie and Ronald Bronstein, husband of Mary Bronstein, who we obviously spoke about with "If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You." Stars Timothy Chalamet in the title role of Marty Supreme, or Marty Mauser as he is in the film, and co-stars Gwyneth Paltrow, Azion, Kevin O'Leary, Tyler Okonoma, who is Tyler the Creator, Abel
mm.
Ferrara, and Fran Drescher. And it's set in the 1950s, loosely based on a real American table tennis player called Marty Reisman. Josh Safdie, for those who don't fully know, his brothers with Ben Safdie, who both directed Uncut Gems, which is a 2.5 hour anxiety attack, directed Good Time, which is a 110-minute anxiety attack. These guys create chaotic cinema. Ben Safdie this year, Benny Safdie did Smashing Machine, which was like the most calm movie the two have made, which still had chaotic moments. Marty Supreme is Uncut Gems with a set in the world of table tennis for sure.
Mm.
It's manic, it's chaotic. The story goes into these absolutely wild directions. The energy is just palpable for 2.5 hours. This movie does not give you a second to breathe. Um, it has been critically lauded. A lot of people called it their favorite movie of 2025. Josh Barry, TV editor for World of Screens, put it as his favorite film. nominated for Best Picture. Timothy Chalamet's been nominated for Best Actor. Um, People love this movie, Pete.
They
I
do.
liked it a lot. I thought it
Yeah.
was really well made. I think it's really cool. I like these sort of chaotic films. I don't think it holds a candle to Uncut Gems or Good Time. However, what do you think about Timothy Chalamet?
I feel like there's like this narrative for me regarding this. Because look,
We
again,
might have the receipts on the podcast too. I don't
yeah, we know we do.
know.
But like I want to say I've enjoyed this movie.
Yeah,
Like,
totally. Yeah, yeah.
like it's I mean it
It was
is
in my honorable mentions of my
it
favorite
is
films of the
it
year.
is messy, but
Yep.
like it is exhilarating. Like the last 30 minutes of this
It's
movie
yeah,
is
so
phenomenal.
good.
Like is
It's so
phenomenal.
good.
It like really encaptures the that rush of like chasing a dream that no one else respects. Like
People don't understand
you know,
sometimes. Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's and the film very much mirrors Marty's personality in that it's like it's abrasive, it's excessive. You can't really
It's
like,
very in your face. Like you
yeah,
can't. And the movie, like Marty Mouser to a lot of people, just forces you into a position.
yeah. Like
You can't escape this movie.
like it's like he doesn't ask permission.
No,
He's just like, give me attention, and
yeah,
like the movie can't help but do
you
that as
do.
well.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, like I think Gwyneth Paltrow is really great in this. Odessa Zion's
She's
great.
so fucking good in this. Yeah,
Like it's always like yeah, I think we sort of forget like Fran Drescher is actually like a great
really
actress when
great actress.
um I and like I understand why Chalamet is winning and is the
Yep.
front runner. I get it. Personally, I don't like I don't think he's the best performance of the year.
Sure.
Um, so I was saying, like, I think Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon is much more deserving.
Yep.
Wagner Moura is like he's more deserving. But you know, I feel like I've just been like maybe I've missed something with this because like I liked this film.
Mm.
It's still a 4-star
Yep.
movie.
Yeah. Yep.
But like it's just seeing how everyone is like pray like I'm just like I'm Matt, part of me is like did I
Did you
miss
miss something? Yeah.
something here? Did I take things too not too seriously or too literal? Like the like I feel like this very much overextends itself. Like there's a whole subplot regarding this dog being
The
stolen,
dog.
dog
Yeah.
going back, and like I felt like that like just went on too
That's when the
long.
movie lost
It
me
took
the
like it did.
most.
It
Yeah.
took me out of like it was like the start of this movie, like the first part of this movie, I was like, holy shit, like this is
There's so
like
much happening, but you
there's
want
so much
to go on
happening.
the
I'm
ride.
so in. And the ending is like it's possibly like one of the greatest endings
The
like
year, for sure.
of the year. Like
Yeah.
it's phenomenal. But there was just a lot in the middle that I was like, I started to like just be like, I'm not caring as much. I'm
I
like, I
was
feel
zoning
like,
out a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, I want you to like as obnoxious as Marty Mauser is, I'm like, I want at least more of it. Like I was like, I don't care about this dog. Like it actually, like to me, it didn't add anything. It didn't do anything.
No, except we get a
Um,
Pendulette cameo. That's
yeah,
about
like
that's
I don't know.
about
I was
it.
just a bit like when everyone was like going just losing their shit over it. I really felt like I was like, okay, did I
But
just
that's marketing working really fucking well. This movie
I'm
was the best marketed movie of the
yeah,
year
I
by
like
far.
I can't deny that. And I'm like and I'm really, really hoping that like a lot of the stuff Chalamet was saying was just a tie-in to Marty
Where he
Mouse
was
because he
when
was
he was talking about when he was doing the complete unknown speech, like I want to be one of the greats, and I believe him. Don't get me
like
wrong,
yeah, I
but there was
just
a lot of Marty Mauser energy to it.
yeah, because there's a lot of like you're a petulant little child and like I understand like I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
like
yeah.
Chalamet, you're a great actor. Like no one's denying that. And you deserve your accolades. But this whole thing of like I've worked so long, like I deserve. I'm like, there are so many other actors that have worked longer
Mm.
and have been nominated more that haven't received their due, and it's like a little bit of. I was like, I just feel like a little bit of humility would have gone
He's
a
taken
long
that route
way.
though, because now he's calmed it down a lot. There's a
That's
lot
the thing.
more,
I was
yeah,
like, so I understand. So I was like, so I like to think that it's like it was his way of just like
marketing the movie, right? Yeah.
marketing. Because now, yes, he like his speech at the Golden Globes was much more like
Chill.
subdued.
Chill, I think, as the
Um,
kids
I
call it.
think we
Yeah.
also, I feel like we all forget. I'm like, he's dating Kylie Jenner. Like,
Yeah.
you
It's
sort of
like
just
three
go
years now, right?
like,
Dude's all right. He's doing all right.
but it's like we just keep forgetting. I'm like, yeah, he's still at the end of the day, like
Mm.
he's with a Kardashian figure. So it's like, and he's always saying my part. He's never saying his girlfriend. He's
They're in
never
it for
like.
the long run.
So
I
it's
mean, I
like,
say that though, to be fair,
I don't know. I
which makes
just
me Timothy Chalamet. Is what I'm
There
trying to
you
say.
go.
I am the
Like,
Marty Mauser of the
yeah, he's a prestige actor. He's probably he's a genuine movie star. I'm not denying that.
I
He's a
mean,
front.
and in
He's
saying
a
that, this becoming A24's highest grossing
Yeah.
film
Oh,
is kind of a testament to that.
everything's been done correctly. And it's
Totally.
like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
understand, but it's like, I think I was just quite surprised at how, like, apart from Nick, everybody that
Everyone.
I've
Yeah.
spoken to has just said how flawless this is, and I'm just like, okay, okay. I just
Yeah.
felt like it needed, I don't know, and it's like because I was like, Uncut Gems felt so cohesive,
Mm.
and this just
It
felt,
in the chaos, like I still kind of like knew what was going on, and
yeah,
it was a very singular journey. There's
yes,
so much happening in Marty Supreme,
yeah,
and not all of it really centrally matters at all. And that's fine for some movies. Just like to have, we were talking like Secret Agent does it. Secret Agent has these tangential stories
yeah,
that do go off and split in these other places. Whereas in Marty Supreme, with a movie that's rocketing its intensity from the get
yeah,
go, I felt it too. I was kind of like, oh, this movie's come to like this really weirdly abrasive stop
yeah,
in the most uninteresting part of this whole story.
yeah.
When
And
there's so
then
many
my
more interesting things that are happening around it.
and my other controversial take is like I think out of the Safdies, I think Benny Safdie made the better movie in the Smashing Machine.
Interesting. I remember when we spoke about it, so you can go back and
Yeah,
listen to our thoughts. And like, I really liked the Smashing Machine. I didn't love it.
yeah,
I have rewatched it actually because I picked it up on Blu-ray.
yeah,
Um, and it's really good. Like it's fucking really good. I just think they're two completely different
yeah. They
films,
they're just
which
yeah, but
which
I
almost
just
makes me go though. At least Benny Safdie tried something different.
different. Yeah, and
That's where
also
I'm kind of like,
we've
yeah,
also got to also not remember that what people thought was a joke ended up being completely serious, and the studio stepped in and said, "There is no way you are making the ending of this movie
oh, the
work."
vampire stuff.
The vampire thing,
It's a
hearing
great
that,
line in the film.
it's a great line in the film.
Yeah.
Never at any moment did I think it was a literal line. Like
No,
it's a line saying I'm a vampire, meaning basically like
I'm all powerful. I'm
I'm
immortal. You can't
yeah,
touch me. I'm
I'm gonna
fucking
suck the life out of you
yeah,
metaphorically.
yeah.
The fact that Josh Safdie wanted Kevin O'Leary's character to be an actual
Be a fucking
vampire,
vampire.
bite Timothy Chalamet, and then have the film go into like the 80s, I think,
I think so.
and
Yeah.
have him be the same age. I was
Do you
like,
think Josh Safdie saw Sinners and went, "Damn it,
I
fuck"?
that and like that just made me go, Benny Safdie had a more like
Mm,
had a more singular, tighter vision.
yeah, I
Like
would agree with that.
so I'm very, very grateful that A24 were like,
Please
nah,
don't. Please don't
let's
do that.
not do that.
But like I said, we both like this movie. It's
Oh
still a
yeah,
really, really
yeah,
good
it's
movie.
it's a 4-star movie. You can read my review. I'm definitely not
Mm.
shitting all over
Oh,
it, but I'm just very surprised at like just how I've heard nobody have any
critiques of it.
issues
Yeah.
with. Like I feel like this, to me, it's basically it mistakes excess for necessity.
Yes, yeah, it's a good way of
You know,
putting it.
like
Yeah.
there's this sort of fascination with like narrative sprawl that I guess kind of works against the momentum for this
Also,
film.
it's
And I
two and a
find,
half hours long.
yeah,
If it loses the dog subplot, it doesn't lose much.
it doesn't lose much. No.
It's not like it becomes then like a 70-minute movie. It's still a two
No.
hour,
Yeah.
10-minute movie at that
Yeah.
point, right?
And like I
So
get like that like and I guess like thematically I guess that aligned with like, the film's ideas about hustling and consequence and
yeah,
all
yeah,
that
totally.
stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like it just felt like a digression that the movie can survive without
Without
having
it.
yeah.
I'm definitely going to rewatch it as well because it's playing in in our favorite cinema, Titan Lux at Reading Newmarket, which is a premium large format Dolby Atmos screen, and I will be rewatching the movie in that just because I want to get assaulted for 2.5 hours by cinematic
Yeah. But
magic.
like
So
but as someone who loves cinema and loves people going to the cinema, I'm ecstatic that this is going
has
as
done as well as it has.
like
Yeah,
every session has been like sold out. Like,
yeah,
like
so good.
the 70 millimeter screenings people are going to.
Yeah, it's
Like
so good
it
getting those
makes
ping
me
pong
really
balls.
happy that like an adult 2.5 hour drama about ping pong, like really
Realistically, yeah, yeah,
is getting what it is. And
agreed.
Chalamet, and you know what, Chalamet's he's probably gonna win.
And if he
I can
does,
see
then bully to
if
him.
he does, great. But like I he does have a lot of like he's not like oh like he's winning because he's the best. Like
Yes,
he's got the people that he's up against have all given incredible performances.
agreed.
And I just don't think we should cut it. We should like completely lock out the fact that like Hawk and Mora and Michael B. Jordan are all giving these phenomenal performances.
Yeah,
And maybe they just feel like they're in the background because Chalamet was so like in
in
your
your
face.
face about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think definitely recommend watching Marty in the cinema as well.
Yes,
For sure.
I agree. Yes,
For
yeah.
sure. A movie that we will close out on that we both saw in the cinema that we think probably should have just gone straight to streaming. The final review for today is Chris Pratt in Mercy.
Lord of mercy.
Lord have mercy. This is a science fiction action thriller film starring Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson, Carly Reese, Annabelle Wallace, Chris Sullivan, and Kylie Rogers. It was directed by Timur Bekmambetov and set in 2029 Los Angeles. A detective stands on trial accused of murdering his wife. He has 90 minutes to prove his innocence to an advanced AI judge before it determines his fate. Cool concept.
Very cool
Very
concept.
cool concept.
Very topical
Very topical.
concept.
You're locked in
Yeah.
it. He's accused of murdering his wife. He was a champion of this AI judge. He was the first. He was the first detective to put someone in this chair,
Where
literally and metaphorically.
you're guilty, and then you've got to prove your
Prove your
innocence,
innocence in
and you
90
get to
minutes.
prove your innocence through basically like
You
your
have
own,
access to the world's data,
basically
basically.
like your own iCloud, where you can go into every phone,
Yep.
every security camera. You can basically pin your
Prove. Yeah.
if you know that you're like I was not at the murder site and I was somewhere else, then you're able to,
Yeah.
it's a really cool concept.
Which is where this movie falters because this is a really cool 100-minute idea,
mm,
but it's not a fucking movie. It is so sloppily written that
it
I was
like
just like, they have really wasted this idea.
and I know everybody like look, everybody likes to jump on Chris Pratt. I've never really had an issue with him.
No, I mean he's great. The best thing he's ever done is Parks and Recreation,
Yeah, he's
and
when
that's
he's
what got him
yeah,
stardom.
he's yeah, Parks and Rec was great.
Yep.
He did transition well into movie stardom. Obviously, yes, like he lost
All
all
that
the weight,
weight.
all
Yeah,
the weight and everything.
and he's
But
a
like
great
I
Star Lord, by the way. Like he's really,
yeah,
really great in the
and
Guardians
I
films.
like his other performances. I've been like, yeah, he's fine. He's been between fine and like good, you know.
Sure. Yep. Yep.
Um, he is he's terrible in this. Like
So you told
it
me
was.
this because you saw this before I did,
I saw this. Yeah, I saw this on opening day. Woo woo.
and I saw this
And
yesterday.
and within minutes, I messaged Nick, and I was the only one in the cinema,
As was I.
which was great. And I messaged Nick and was just like, Chris Pratt. I was like, he's terrible in this. Like, it's 5 minutes in, and he's given just the worst performance. And then
Because
Nick, basically
yeah.
5 minutes in, he was like, "Oh, Chris Pratt's fucking awful in this." I'm like, "Yeah, it's really
He
like
he drearily wakes up after drinking in the chair, in
in
the
the chair."
prosecution chair. And it's literally to the extent of what?
Where
What's
am
going on?
It was
Where
like
am I? And I was like, this is
it.
not good.
It's so bad, and it's very like
And then for 85 minutes, he's in the fucking chair.
he's in the chair the whole. Pretty
He's
much,
in,
yeah. Until
until the final
the
five
final
minute
few minutes.
lame ass action scene.
Um,
He's in the fucking chair.
Thankfully, he doesn't get worse. But we were saying maybe the movie doesn't get any better. That
I
like we
think the
don't know
movie gets worse where it kind of matches his. Like
his
the opening of the film, I was kind of like, again, cool concept. I like the setup, I like the design of it as well. I was like, okay, cool, because obviously it's predominantly a screen life movie, so you're seeing everything through phone
basically, yeah.
videos and security
That
cameras and stuff.
I will say that didn't annoy me as much as I thought it was going to because the trailers made it look like I was
Totally,
like, oh my God, this is all through screens. And yes, it is all through screens, but it's done in a way that's not like just like searching or
yeah.
unfriended, where it's literally, I was like,
The
this
camera is
actually.
still moving around the
So
room with
I
Chris
will
Pratt.
say, I was like, the film didn't completely like suck in terms of how it used its visuals in that regard because I was really, really worried.
Yeah,
Um, but no, like it, I
it's
we
just so
go
it's so badly written. It is
we and
such a
we
bad script.
and we go on about how like we want every movie to have a chance,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and there are some movies that go to streaming that feel just cinema, like The Rip,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the Wrecking Crew that's just come onto Amazon Prime, like that feels quite cinematic,
yeah.
and you have something like this, and you're like, this
This
is the thing that like, and this is
this
and
should
this
have gone to Prime. It's
this is
Amazon
like this
MGM.
is Amazon this is an Amazon MGM Studios
It should have gone
production.
to
It's
Prime.
it's releasing through Sony in Australia. This should have gone to Prime,
It should have gone to Prime.
and I would happily swap this to go to Prime and the Wrecking Crew to go to cinemas.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I wanted the rip in cinemas. Like it's
like
yeah.
and because it like it doesn't look like
No,
it doesn't look good.
no.
Um,
There is CGI in this that I was like, this is terrible. Like this
for
is really bad for 2026.
for a movie that is also not sure on where on the spectrum it wants to be with AI, because
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
saying
yeah.
how great AI is, and ultimately humanity is what we need to prevail. Like we know this in the real world. Like as much as we push AI and ChatGPT and all of that stuff, none of it will ever match what
No,
humans can do.
no.
And this film talks about the fact that it has a slight seed of doubt in terms of what AI can do. Humans are the ones that push it forward.
I think
So
there
it's a
is a
bit,
line in the film where humans make mistakes and AI needs to
it
learn
does.
that it's
Yeah,
okay to make mistakes. And
yeah.
it's like, shut up.
So
Just shut up.
it's a really weird thing to have, like to have a film
Yeah.
that is like pushing how great AI is, ultimately just to backpedal and say, no, it's not
It's
that
not
great.
that good. It's not that. But no, when
And it
AI acts human is when it's good.
and it but it does it in a film where you can tell
Yeah,
that AI has been used to like alter some things. There
big
are
time. There is.
there
It's
is
obviously been altered from an R rating to a
to a
PG
PG 13,
13.
and like
Yeah.
it's an R rating purely off of language because there's no
There's no
violence,
violence and action in this film. Yeah.
but we get one F bomb,
Yeah.
and every other time an F bomb sounds really organic, it becomes freaking or it just
Shit.
becomes
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, and there were moments where I'm like,
There's Carly Reese says fuck and her
yeah,
mouth says fuck and
yeah,
shit came out. And I was
yeah.
like, I noticed that. Like that's yeah, yeah.
And there was another part where I'm like, I
They say
felt
freaking instead.
where
Yeah.
Chris Pratt's mouth actually looked like they had made it say something else. Like they'd done the yeah, it's I will say Rebecca Ferguson does the best she can. Like she's to me she is marked safe in this because she is trying her best. Her icy stare really actually works for the character because
Yep.
she's not a real person. She's an AI person. Um, but yeah, like this is bad. Like this is like classic January dumping of like because this was meant to come out, I think August last year.
Yep.
Again, August is also a month that people are like,
It's kind of like not much is going on. Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, this will come and go without like
Much fanfare.
it'll be
It's
on
bombed at the box office already.
like it's
It's
not yeah, it made number one at the box office, but like it's like $11 million. This is like a $60 million. I don't know how this cost $60 million.
I'm
Like,
sure
is
Chris
Pratt
Pratt's probably
is
asking for a
Pratt.
bit. Yeah,
Um, and again, the like a lot of people are like, well, the Blizzard kind of, so the fact that it made 11 million is
maybe,
better than, but like, yeah, this
maybe,
will come and go. But then maybe this will become like a War of the Worlds hate watch thing where everyone starts watching
maybe.
it
Yeah.
and it becomes the number
You'll
one movie.
know when you go to watch Mercy on Amazon Prime when it inevitably jumps up on there. You'll see then recommended War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds.
That's when you know it's in that same caliber.
Yeah.
There's laughable twists and reveals in this film. They do so many obvious the reveals where they kind of go, I bet you didn't expect it was this person. And it's like, well, it's the only person you've shown for the whole fucking movie. So like, yeah, we knew it was going to be that person. It's just so badly written. It was, but I'll admit, I was never bored, whether I
No,
was making
I
fun
like,
of it
yeah.
or not. Like, I was like, at least I wasn't bored for 100
I
minutes
look, I'll admit, like, I wanted to know, like,
where it went. Yeah.
where it was going. I like the who and the why. And then when I found out, I was like, oh, okay.
No,
Like
that's
it was a
not
bit
it.
like, really? Like
They double down as well. They go again.
you've
You're like,
gone to this much effort
I know
all over.
that.
Yeah, that it was,
Yeah.
because I was like, you know what? I'm like, Chris Pratt's giving a terrible performance. None of this movie really is well written. The action is laughable, but I really want to know like who is
Who's
like
behind all of
because
this?
you know that Chris Pratt is innocent. Like we know
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
And as it was getting towards it, I was like, okay, basically every actor that was introduced, I'm like, well, you're gonna be more important because you're actually like an actor that I recognize. Like we're not
Yeah.
giving us, yeah. And then when it was revealed, I was like, oh, okay. Like I kind of wish you went somewhere else, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a very underwhelming
yeah,
reveal for sure.
yeah. But thankfully, it's doesn't overstay its welcome.
No,
Um, I'm very interested to see where this lands at the box office next week.
I can't wait. Can't wait to see what Aussies bloody thought of it.
But it'll stay as in the lower end of the poll for the year, I think.
Yeah,
So
I don't think I'll be talking about this movie much more for the rest of the year. It might, in fact, leave my brain once we finish this episode, which
possibly,
is right now. That was the
yeah.
last movie, and I don't even remember what we just spoke about for the last 10 minutes. But that's another episode of the World of Screens podcast done and dusted. Thank you for listening. Next week on the show, another packed show, we have reviews for Send Help, Sam Raimi's new survival thriller. It was just an accident. One of the best movies of 2025. Blue Moon, one of the best performances from Ethan Hawke in 2025, and the Australian rom dramedy edition, which we have thoughts on. But you will also talk. We'll also talk about our little trip to Sydney to talk to the director and Teresa Palmer about that film. But that's all next week. In the meantime, waterscreens.com for the latest film, TV reviews, Oscar articles, heaps of them coming out at the moment because there is so much to talk about. But if people can't wait till next week, Pete, where can they find you on the internet?
At Rated PDG on X and Instagram and TikTok and Letterboxd.
Letterboxd. Is
Um,
2026 the year of Letterboxd for
2026
Peter
is,
Gray?
you know what? Yeah, it is. I got rid of all of the 2025 lists because I was
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm not going to go through them. 2026 it is.
Here we are.
So I've got my Sundance watch list going up, and
Hell
I've
yeah.
got, so yeah, follow me on Letterboxd. Where I also give I'm probably doing the reviews wrong on Letterboxd because I post my like long ass reviews, but
Ah.
everyone wants like the short thing, and I'm like, yeah.
You
And
letterboxed how you want a letterboxed, Pete.
yeah, and obviously Rotten Tomatoes, Peter Gray, Gray.
AY.
There's just I there are so many things coming out and happening, so it's best just to watch the socials. So no.
So you don't miss a thing.
Yeah. And if they don't want to miss Nick's thing,
Hey!
where can they find
OnlyFans.
you?
OnlyFans.com. No, you can go to Nick's Flicks Fix at Instagram, X, TikTok, and Letterboxd, novastream.com.au, where all the interviews have gone up recently. Most importantly, at World of Screens on Instagram or worldofscreens.com. Plenty of stuff happening there. Thank you all for listening and tuning in, and we'll see you next week on the World of Screens podcast.